page 169 in your grammar book. 169 is actually going to be a fun page, so kind of excited about that. Oh, wait, am I in the wrong? Hold on. Hold on, hold everything. I'm in the wrong. This is not your page. Hold your horses here. It is a cute page, but it's not for you guys. I had the wrong book. It is still page 163, though. Getting there, getting there. Okay. How's that? Does that look better? Okay. I was like, wait a second, something is not right. Okay, we're talking about quotations today, and it's review. So this should be pretty easy. You know what it's when a character is speaking, you use quotation marks. So it says quotation marks indicate words that are spoken. The quote is the sentence in quotation marks, and then the attribution is the person speaking and the speaking verb. Read the story below, place quotation marks around the words that are spoken, insert attributions, use ideas listed in the margin or words of your choice. So this, I have to be honest, this is kind of a weird story, but it will make this work. So basically it says, watch, and these are all the speaking verbs. They're speaking words, actually. So these are all the quotes. Watch those two silly men. They are fighting over who crosses first. Will the tall man win? He looks stronger, but the other is quick on his feet. Oh, the smaller one has fallen in. Well, pride goes before a fall. So that's the conversation. Kind of weird and kind of funny, I guess. But anyway, on the side here in the margin, you'll see A, B, C, D, E. These are ideas on what you can use for your attributions in this conversation here. So what we're going to do is go through one at a time here. These are all words that are spoken by a character. So we can start by putting quotation marks around this first part here. Watch those two silly men. And then we'll just use the letter of the attribution so we don't have to write it all in. The first one is going to be the mama told her baby, which is this one right here. So C, I'm just going to put in the letter C here. So watch those two silly men. The mama told her baby. This is kind of weird. They're birds talking here. And then Ian, are you still there? Okay, get in the camera so I can see you. You're going to do the next one. They are fighting over who crosses first. So put quotation marks around that. And then another quotation mark here. Will the tall man win? Which one of these in the margin here, Ian, goes with that quote? Will the tall man win? Which one do you think it is, Ian?
Um, of what?
Okay, Jason, do you know? Or do you have an idea?
Um, no, sorry, just a question.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question.
What's the C for at the end of men?
Okay, so let me explain that again. Do you see over here in the margin, it says A, B, C, D, E? A says mama answered, B says the little bird cried, C says the mama bird told her baby, D says mama wisely concluded, and E says the baby bird asked. Your job is to figure out where those attributions go in this story. Okay, so we did number one. I did that one for you. So watch those two
E.
silly men is C. Okay, so the next one, will the tall man win? E, the baby bird asked. Yep, that works there.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. And then Natalia, what about he looks stronger? Which one do you think fits next to that one? You've got 3 choices over here. And by the way, Mama wisely concluded that one's going to go at the end. So it's really down to these 2. So is it the mama who says that or the little bird that says he looks stronger?
The little bird?
I think it's going to be the mama, actually. So this one's going to be A. Because the question was, the little bird said, will the tall man win? And the mama says, well, he looks stronger, but the other is quick on his feet. Put quotations around that one. All right, so we used A. And then, Jason, what about this one? Oh,
B.
B. Put quotation marks around O and then around the smaller one. The smaller one has fallen in. And then obviously D is the last one here. Pride comes before the fall. Have you guys heard that saying before? Pride comes before the fall. It actually just means if you're a prideful person, that means that you think you're better than everybody else. But life has a way of humbling you. And that's what that means, basically. Pride comes before the fall. If you're going to be a prideful person, something's going to happen to make you fall. Maybe not literally fall, but, you know, life has a way of bringing you down to reality, right? That's what that means, basically. All right, so it's a weird story. I just want to get through that really quick, but it's basically showing you quotations and attributions. Now we can go on to page 165. Go ahead and turn to that page. 165. All right. Natalia, could you read the sentences today, please?
Robin, I can't believe my eyes, cried the stranger. That shot was a magnificent shot. I will gladly join your band.
Okay, good. And it's not band like as in musical band, but group of people, basically. Magnificent just means
Can I
extraordinary.
do the vocab word?
The vocabulary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it mean like magnificent, meaning like over the top, like wow?
Yeah, over the top, like wow, yes, and awesome. Or
Yeah, awesome.
extraordinary. Yep. Good. Okay. And then there's articles. Go ahead and find the 2 articles by yourself. All right. And then Jason, there's 6 nouns here. Where are the nouns at?
Robin.
Good.
Stranger.
Yep.
Eyes.
Yep.
Shot.
Yes.
Shot again.
Yes. Good.
Band.
Good. Got it. Natalia, how about the pronouns?
I and I?
Good. Yes. And not your. That one's actually incorrect, but we'll fix that in a second. But you're right, Natalia. I and I. And then Ian, how about the 4 adjectives?
Oh, magnificent.
Yep, that's one.
Uh, believe.
No, that's going to be a verb. So whose eyes?
My.
Good. So my is an adjective. And then which shot?
The magnificent one.
Good. Well, yeah, we already had
Oh,
that.
that.
There you go. And then whose band is it?
Your.
Yeah, but we got to fix this. How should we spell your?
Y-O-U apostrophe R.
No apostrophe, actually, just R.
Oh.
Because the band belongs to you, so it's your band, right? So
Oh.
that's why it's an adjective. It's telling whose band, your band. Okay. And then adverbs, Jason?
Gladly
Good.
and cried.
Actually, cried is going to be a verb. So this is tricky because right here, believe is also a verb, but not is the adverb. Can is a verb, but we're going to put ADV right on top of the N and the T because not is telling more about believe. Okay. And then Natalia, what about the we're going to skip main clauses for a second. Let's look for subject verb pairs. So where are the verbs at, Natalia?
Believe,
Good.
cried,
Yes.
was,
Yes.
join,
Yes. There's a couple more. I know it only says 4, but that means 4 subjects. There might be more verbs, so. So,
will,
yes, good. Will is one. And then the can in can't is actually a verb. So the V goes right over the word can. And then the nt is going to be the adverb. That's the not. Good. All right, those are the verbs. What about the subjects, Ian? What's the subject that goes with can't believe? Who's
Robin.
well, actually, it's I. Because you guys remember me telling you about,
Oh.
yeah, Robin, I can't believe my eyes. So somebody's speaking here. It's kind of tricky because we don't have the quotation marks yet.
Mhm.
And then what about this subject that goes with cried? Who was it that cried?
That goes with cries.
Cried, yeah. Are you guys having a conversation on the side here? Because I feel like you are. No? Okay. Because I might have to turn off the chat function, but I want to make sure you're focusing, okay, Ian?
Yeah.
All right. So cried the stranger. So in this part of the sentence, the stranger is the one that cried, right? So that's going to be your subject. How about what shot was a magnificent shot?
That.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. But it's shot. Sorry, I messed up on that. It's the shot that was magnificent, not that. I messed up on.
Oh.
But the last sentence, I will gladly join your band. So who says that they will? Yep, that's the subject there. Good. So now the main clauses, Jason, you're going to make sure that it has subject verb together and it's a complete thought. So it says that there's 4 main clauses. Where do you think those are? They have subject verb together.
I think the first main clause starts at I,
Good. Yes.
ends at stranger. No, ends at eyes.
There you go. I can't believe my eyes. That's one main clause. Good.
Start at cried,
Yes.
end at stranger.
Good. Good.
Start at that,
Good.
end at shot.
This shot here. Good. And then there's one more.
Start at I,
Okay.
end at band.
Good. So basically all of those sentences are main clauses. Very good. And I'm glad you did not include Robin because that is a noun of direct address. We don't include that in the main clause.
Yeah, we wouldn't like to include Robin.
Yeah. And then it does say indent. So we're going to go ahead and put a paragraph symbol here to indent. And then Natalia, we need 4 capitals. Where are those at?
Robin,
Good.
I,
Yes, here. Yep.
that,
Good.
and I again.
And I again, good. I'm running out of space on mine, but that's good. 1 comma. Ian, do you know where the comma goes?
In between eyes and cried.
Actually, not there. That one's going to be an exclamation mark. I can't believe my eyes. It's going to go right here after Robin because it's a noun of direct address. So he's addressing,
Oh,
yeah.
just like in like a letter.
Yeah, kind of like a letter. Yeah, that's a good way to remember it. But he's speaking to Robin. So he's like, Robin, I can't believe my eyes. That's where the comma goes. And then the quotation mark. So what part is the speaking part, Jason?
Robin, I can't believe my eyes.
Yep, that's one.
And then that shot was a magnificent shot. I will gladly join your band.
Good. Yes. So those are the 2 quotes. Robin, I can't believe my eyes. And then the last part of that, these 2 main clauses together. 2 end marks. So earlier I mentioned right here after eyes, I'm going to squeeze in an exclamation mark because he's saying, I can't believe my eyes. And then at the very end, a period. And then we already fixed the homophone, which was your. So we're done. Make sure when you guys write this down here, these punctuation marks, the exclamation mark and the period both go on the inside of the quotation mark. It's really important that you keep it on the inside. Okay, you guys have any questions about this practice page at all? Okay. Okay. Your homework then will be the next 3 pages in grammar. Good job with that. Okay. You guys are, let's see, we are working on the Amelia Earhart report. So go ahead and get that out of your binders. You worked on the first paragraph this week, and we're going to keep going on that. So go ahead and get out your keyword outlines too that you were working on. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Did everybody get a chance to write their first paragraph about Amelia Earhart's early life? Good. I see that thumbs up. Good. I see that thumbs up. Did you get to finish yours, Ian? Ian, I need you to tilt your camera down a little bit. There you go, so I can see you better. Okay. So, and then as far as your checklist goes, the prepositional opener is on there. Did you guys get that? Did you have trouble coming up with a prepositional opener? I see a thumbs up, Natalia. Anybody have trouble coming up with one? You were supposed to use this page here that you kept in your front pocket. This one's pretty easy because then you use one of these words to start it off. Did you remember to use one of these, Ian, in your paragraph? Good. All right, then. I haven't had a chance to grade them yet, so I'm hoping to do that today. Go ahead and get out your outlines that we worked on in class last week. Was Roman numeral 1. I know we did A together here about her early life, and then you guys finished up B and C and D, and then you made your fused, and then you wrote your paragraph. So that's the pattern. So we have 2 more paragraphs to work on this week. So we're gonna pick the next topic. Right here, you have your possible topics. And we already did early life, so we can just cross out early life. We did that one. And now you have 3 left, but you only have 2 paragraphs left. So I think this part right here, it makes sense for this last flight and disappearance. That one makes sense to have as the last paragraph in my mind. So I'm thinking the next paragraph could be accomplishments, and then we just won't do awards and legacy. We could do this as paragraph 2, accomplishments, and then the third paragraph can be her last flight and disappearance, because, you know, she did disappear and nobody found her body. So they don't know what happened to her. It's just kind of a weird thing. So kind of leaves you wondering, like, huh? Anyway, so let's work on Roman numeral 2. So go ahead and turn your keyword outline over to the back. We need to set it up. I know this takes time, but it's worth it because this helps organize our thoughts. So go ahead and set up A here on the left, and we're going to work on Roman numeral 2. So put in a Roman numeral 2, and then 1 through 5. 4 and 5 are in parentheses. And then you're going to move over here to B. Ian, you don't look like you're writing anything right now. Make sure you write this down, okay? This is on the back of your Roman numeral 1. So you're going to do Roman numeral 2, 1 through 5. Do C. And then D. Roman numeral 2, 1 through 5. Make sure you give yourself plenty of space, kind of space them out. And then, of course, in the middle at the bottom, I'll give you time to catch up here. Fused outline in the middle on the bottom. And we'll put Roman numeral 2, and this one has 7. I also want you to put, like, on the fused outline, we're going to just write out Amelia Earhart, comma, accomplishments. And on all the other ones for the Roman numeral 2, you can put AE for Amelia Earhart and then accomplishments. That way we don't have to write out Amelia each time. AE accomplishments. But when you go to write your paragraph, of course, you need to write out her whole name. Don't just put AE. You guys got it? Okay. Got it, Jason? Okay. So on the front here, we listed accomplishments second, and I'm pretty sure it's the second paragraph on all of your articles. So we're going to focus on the second paragraph today to start writing down her accomplishments. So we'll start with A. You guys know the drill, how to do this. Go to source text A, this one, And it has Amelia Earhart, a sensation. This is page 143. So make sure you have this article A in front of you. And then on yours, you should have a note in the margin over here that says accomplishments. It should be the second paragraph. Okay, good. Thank you, Natalia. So I'm going to read the second paragraph. And here again, you guys are focusing on what facts in here that are interesting and important to you. Underline them first, so you have them marked on your article. And then we're going to transfer those facts to your outline. Okay, so I'm going to start reading here. This is page 143. Determined to fly by herself in 1921, Earhart obtained an aviator's license. So that's an accomplishment. I would underline that because she actually got her license. In 1928, George P. Putnam, a famous American publisher, invited Earhart to be a passenger on a transatlantic flight. Amelia was Putnam's Lady Lindy. He nicknamed her after Charles Lucky Lindy Lindbergh, the first man to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. Successfully completing a book about her exciting trip, Earhart then agreed to marry Putnam. So George became both husband and manager. Honing her skill and daring to set bold records, Amelia was the first woman to reach high altitudes and cover transoceanic and transcontinental distances in short time frames. In spite of her accomplishments, however, the public began to doubt her skill, thinking it was all a publicity stunt. To prove her ability and courage, in 1932, Earhart flew across the Atlantic, famously becoming the first female aviator to do it. Okay, so a publicity stunt basically means the people thought she was just trying to be popular, to gain fame, like to become famous or something. But really, Earhart was just wanting to do it. I don't think she was out to become famous per se, but that's what the people thought. People like, she's just trying to be popular. She's just trying to be famous. That's what publicity stunt means. Okay. Did you guys get a chance to underline some stuff there in that paragraph? Okay, good. By the way, a student in my other class told me that they looked up Amelia Earhart and this guy, George Putnam. And he said that he read that George proposed to Amelia 6 times. And on the 6th time, she finally said yes. So I thought that was interesting. Poor guy. He's like really wanting to marry her. And she's like, I don't know. I don't know. And then finally she's like, okay, I'll marry you.
So they were dating, right?
They were dating. I think so. Yeah.
But she was like, just wait.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if I want to get married. It seems like that. Because if he had to propose 6 times, that's a lot. I would get the message, like, oh, maybe this guy doesn't like me as much as, or maybe she doesn't like him as much as he liked her in the beginning. So I kind of feel
Yeah,
bad.
that fraction isn't close to equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah. So it sounds like he was desperate. He's like, marry me. So finally, apparently she said, okay, fine, I'll marry you. You don't want it to be like that. You don't want it to be like,
Plot twist, forced.
yeah, forced. Exactly. Okay, so go ahead and start transferring some of these facts to your outline here for Roman numeral 2. This is about her accomplishments. So like the first one, she did get her aviator's license, and that was in 1921. So I'm just going to put 1921 aviators license. Whoops. LICENSE. That's only 2 words, but that's okay. Gets the point across. And then in 1928, that's when her future husband comes along. And you remember when we do names, we can count it as 1 word actually. So I'm just going to put George P. Putnam. We'll count that as 1. And I'm going to put the word, I know he's a publisher, but I'm going to put the word, oh, we only have 1 so far. So I could put publisher, and then, so basically he was also a pilot, right? So he took Amelia as a passenger the first time. I'm going to put publisher and then a passenger. I'm squeezing it in here. So in 1928, George P. Putnam he's a publisher, but he took her Amelia, A for Amelia, or AE, we could put E in there too, as a passenger on one of his flights, right? So that's how they met. He was also a pilot, but then she ended up writing a book, and guess who her publisher was, I bet, at the time? Because they were probably dating at that time. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes to put down what other facts you want to use from that paragraph. You can do the next ones by yourself. If you have 1 or 2 more, go ahead and write those in.
In my writing, can I put that he proposed 6 times?
No, because it's not in this article. That would be just an extra piece of information. So I'm gonna have to say no on that. I know, even though it's a funny thing to put in there, but try to keep it to only the facts that you get in this article.
Yeah, your reader like 6 times?
Yeah, I know. She accomplished a book. I think it would be good to make sure to add that one. She wrote a book. And then of course she flew across the Atlantic. That's what I would put as my next 2, something about the book for 3. And then number 4, you could put that last one, that she flew solo across the Atlantic in 1932. That's an accomplishment. Okay, when you got those done, give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Ian, how's yours coming? You almost done? Okay. You can go ahead and get out source text B next. This one is on page 145, the astounding Amelia. We're going to do the same thing. It's the second paragraph here. It's pretty short. Really try to focus on her accomplishments because that's what this paragraph is going to be mostly about, is her accomplishments. So I'm going to do the same thing and read it. This is page 145, the astounding Amelia. B, source text B is going to go with your B on your outline here. Okay. It says, after receiving her pilot's license in 1921, we already have that fact, so you don't need to include that one. We're going to
Are
look.
we on source text B?
Yeah, source text B. Got it?
Right.
Okay. And so we already have that fact, so we don't need to write that one again for B. It wasn't long before Earhart became one of the most famous aviators in America. She first gained popularity as a female passenger on a transatlantic flight with her soon-to-be husband, publisher George Putnam. We already have that. Later, she set the woman's altitude record, climbing to 18,415 feet in an autogyro, one of the earliest flying machines. So that's an interesting fact, and that is an accomplishment. You can use that number for free because it's a number. But she set the woman's altitude record. So she was the first woman to do that. Lady Lindy, as Putnam nicknamed Amelia, also set a record in 1932 for the fastest air travel across the North American continent. So that one, she set the fastest record. That's pretty cool. I would put that in there. Apparently, the competition was weak because a year later, Earhart broke her own aviation record for the fastest transcontinental air travel, 17 hours and 7 minutes. So it took her that long to get all the way across the continent. And that's basically in North America. That's basically from California to New York, right? All the way across. But now you can go to LAX and get on an airplane in California and be in New York in like 5 hours or 6 hours or something like that. So obviously technology has really come a long way since the 1930s. But still, that's pretty impressive that she could fly all the way across the United States, even though it took 17 hours. Those planes weren't as fast. So go ahead and I'm going to give you another couple minutes to transfer some facts that you underlined here on B. I'm going to do the same thing. If you want to copy what I have or come up with your own, I'm just going to give you a couple minutes to start working on B here.
Could I underline that?
yeah, you can, yeah. In addition to those achievements, Earhart set several speed records. She held the record for the fastest flight across North American continent, and set a speed record for winging from California to Mexico to New Jersey. So that word winging, I think this particular author that wrote this article was trying to think of different words other than fly, so that he was kind of being creative about how to write this article. But winging is kind of a creative way to say flying. Winging. You can use that if you need to.
Where do you get these articles from?
This came in this binder that I bought, but somebody wrote this. It doesn't really tell us who the author is, but I don't know. Anyway, although Earhart's fame originated from crossing the pond with Putnam, her piloting skill was confirmed. Her fame solidified when she flew solo across the Atlantic, the first woman to do so. So there's not a whole lot of new facts here, but a little more detail, like it's telling exactly what states she flew across. So that would be interesting to include. And then this part here about after flying for 7 years. So she had already had her license. But she didn't try any big trips until after she was a passenger with George. After that, then she's like, oh, I think I can do this. So,
Well, it says on the dates that it's been 7 years from the time that she got her aviator's license, 1921,
okay.
and
Yeah,
then the time she met George P. Putnam or whatever, it was 1928. So that was
very good. That's right, Ian. Good job catching that. You're right. That is 7 years. Okay, so go ahead and transfer some facts here. You probably are only going to have 3 maybe on this one, and that's fine. So go ahead and start writing it down. I'm going to do that too. I haven't mentioned her writing a book yet, so I think I will on this one, that she wrote a book. She went on that transatlantic adventure in 1928. Try your best to keep it at just 3 words. If you need abbreviations, you can use those. Okay. And then from here, your homework this week, because I want to go over a couple of other things with you really quick, but your homework this week is going to be to do D by yourself. So you'll read that paragraph from source text D about her accomplishments and finish your fused outline. You're going to take bits of information, copy them from A, B, C, D here, and write your paragraph. Okay, so you're going to finish reading D. Don't forget about that one. Finish your fused outline, and then write your second paragraph of your report on Amelia Earhart. Then next week, we will work on your third paragraph. And then, but in the meantime, first let's look at your checklist really quick. Let's review that. That's how I grade your work. So I really want you to pay attention to your checklist. Super important. Everything's pretty much the same as it was when you did your last report, well, in your last paragraph too. So you got your 6 dress ups and then your prepositional opener. Don't forget that one. This tan page is what you will use one of these words to start one sentence in each paragraph, and then mark it with a bracket with a 2. Okay. So you're going to work on paragraph 2 this week. Don't forget your topic clinchers as well. Now, coming up soon, your last assignment in my class, and we're going to take a few weeks on it, but your last assignment is going to be writing about a person in history. Obviously not Amelia Earhart, because you're already writing about that one, so you'll have to pick somebody different. But it's a person in history that is already dead. So you can't pick somebody that's still living. Okay, that's a rule, because people who have already died and are famous, there's a lot more information about them after they've died, actually. So there's books that are written, there's articles that are written about their lives. So I want you to be thinking of something that you're interested in. It could be an athlete that was maybe a legend in whatever sport, that's already died, but that you really admire. It could be a singer, artist, could be an actor or actress. It could be a past president that you are interested in studying about. It could be a scientist like Albert Einstein or somebody like that. Think about something you would be interested in. I want it to be interesting to you. So does anybody have any thoughts so far about who they might want to write about? You guys have any ideas yet on who you could write about? Not really yet. There's an interesting person in history. His name was Steve Irwin. Have you guys heard of that name before? Steve Irwin. Okay, Ian said yes. So he was an interesting guy that he had his own show, but he was like a zoologist, and he would go out, especially to Australia, because that's where he lived, and actually hand wrestle like alligators, right, Ian? And he would like open up their jaws and be like, whoa, look at all the teeth in there. And he was kind of a crazy guy. Like he would pick up snakes that are poisonous, and he got bit and he got hurt a bunch of times. Interesting person of history, but because he already died, so he could be one that you write about. Maybe an artist. I think you guys know the artist named Bob Ross. You've probably heard that name before, right? Okay. He could be somebody you write about. He's not alive anymore, so he had an interesting life. Did you have a question, Ian, or an idea?
So So there's this other guy that I've watched before.
Okay.
So he goes out to like Africa and stuff, and he has this TV show that he does.
Okay.
Um, he like he like hand wrestles the animals and like endangered species. Like it takes tusks off of elephants,
Oh,
like
wow.
so that other people don't shoot them for their tusks.
Oh, I see. Okay. Interesting.
But he has permission to do it. But he's like he goes out there and he like saws off the tusks of elephants and like he gets to keep them, but like
Interesting. Is he still alive?
I have no idea.
Well, you'll have to find that out because the assignment is to pick somebody that's already dead.
I think he's dead.
So you can find out. If you need help with some ideas, you can always with your parents' permission, you can together Google some ideas on somebody from the past. Another one of my students is writing about C.S. Lewis, and he's the author of the Chronicles of Narnia. Maybe a movie director from that's already died, or actor, actress. So you guys just be thinking of somebody you might be interested in finding out more information about. And then pick a person, and all you have to do is figure out who by next week. I'll put that on your Google assignment too. So just be thinking of, if you need to talk to your mom or your dad and say, I have to think of a person in history, I don't really know who to pick, they can help you think of some people, okay? So at least come up with a name by next week. So your homework is to finish your outlines for Roman numeral 2, write your second paragraph, and think of a name of a person that you want to write about later. Got it? Any questions about that? Nope, you're good. All right, you guys. Have a good week. I'll see you next week. Bye.